So there are plenty of videos of extreme things being done to lithium batteries, and that makes them explode, like overcharging them, puncturing them, using a blowtorch. I want to try something a little different, a little more normal. I'm going to take one of my Samsung 30Qs and use some nickel strip like you'd use to make a battery pack, the 8mm by 0.15mm stuff, and I'm going to short it out, and we're going to see if that's enough to cause an explosion or fire. So what I'm doing is getting the battery clamped in place. I soldered a foot of nickel strip on each end of the battery, but I was worried about the solder getting hot and melting, so the wooden clamp will make sure that it doesn't fall off in the middle of the test. The thermal camera will let us keep an eye on the temperature of the cell and the nickel strip, and the voltmeter keeps an eye on the voltage of the cell. And we're off and running. I just need to position the nickel strip so the thermal camera can see it. As you saw, this cell is mostly charged at 4.05 volts, and the cell's capacity test at 2,850 milliamp hours. So while we're waiting for this to heat up, I'll talk a little about what could happen and why. But before that, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you're still enjoying the video, because that really helps a lot. This is my first YouTube video, and if I see some likes and subs, I'll do some more. Lithium batteries have two metal plates inside of them that are rolled up around each other, and there's a separator between them filled with electrolyte, and a chemical reaction can happen between the two plates. That reaction creates the power you get out of the battery. What can happen is if this reaction happens too fast, like when you short it out, a reaction builds up heat, and if that heat gets to the point it can start to vaporize some of the chemicals in there, it steams and there's no place for the steam to escape. The exterior of the battery is constructed just like a soup can. The lid is used as the positive and the can is used as the negative, and it can rupture just like a grenade does. And then if it does rupture, the lithium inside is exposed to the air, and lithium reacts with air, so that sustains the burn. Let's give the cell another 40 to 45 seconds to heat up. So it looks like the temperature of the cell is maxed out at about 190 Fahrenheit. The nickel strip is about twice that, but I'm not expecting any explosion or fire at this point. Judging from the nickel strip's temperature being much higher than the cell, I'd say that most of the heat that we're even reading on the cell is actually coming in off the nickel strip. These cells actually have a pretty low internal resistance, so these are quality cells, and it seems that they just don't create enough heat of their own to do any damage. You can definitely see some color change on the nickel strip from all the heat. This accelerated voltage drop is where the minimum is. This is where people say batteries are dead. Batteries aren't really 0 volts when they're dead. They're just at the, I guess, bottom end of the chemistry. Now that the temperature's on its way down, I feel brave enough to go up and touch the cell and see how warm it feels. And it feels pretty warm, so I decide to back away. As soon as I disconnect the load, you'll start to see the voltage recover. It comes up to about 2.9 by the end of this video, and 24 hours later it came up to 3.3 volt, so we pretty much took it through its full operating range. So that's 2800 milliamp hours in about 4 minutes. It comes out to about an average of 47 amps. So that's a pretty good load. These are rated at 15 amps per cell. And that's it for the video. The cell actually seemed to survive just fine, but I'm going to recycle it obviously so that I don't have to sleep with one eye open. That's going to do it for this video, but if you're still watching, give a like and a sub so that I got some motivation to do some more videos. Thanks, and bye.